Welcome back to another episode of the Two Balls, One Basket podcast, a podcast of the Playbook Sports Network. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at PlaybookSN and visit our website, playbooksn.com. As always, I'm your host, Jordan. Don't worry about the guest. He's an Eagles fan, and it's the Fuck the Birds week. But hey, Joe.
How we doing? How we doing? I appreciate you having me on.
So, first of all, fuck the birds.
Mm, disagree.
Second of all, what's going on? Like, are you scared? Are you ready? I'm ready.
No, I was expecting a loss here at some point. We've gotten by the skin of our teeth too many times. It's also October. Nothing's win or loss in October, but I think it would be better for us to beat the Jets and then lose the Dolphins. That would be like an ideal scenario because obviously the better team. But now we lost the Jets. I think we're going to clean up a bunch of good stuff and give the Dolphins the good punch so they don't go down with two in a row after starting 5-0. Which I think it's a big bounce back game and a good team, a better team to do it against them. Probably the best team in the AFC, if not for the Chiefs. But
I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty worried about this game. I was kind of, the thing with the Dolphins is we're completely pummeling all these trash teams. But as soon as we play the Bills, they punch us in the throat. So now the next test is the Eagles.
mm,
We have to win. I don't know about you guys. We have to win. Like, we don't have a choice. Because if we don't win, all that national praise we're getting on the media is going to go down the shitter. They're like, okay, they beat the Giants 31 to they beat the
mm.
Broncos 70-20, but they lose to the Bills by 30. They lose to the Eagles. This is a must win for the Dolphins.
See, I'm thinking it's the same thing for us here because obviously losing to the Jets, and I don't know if you watched any of it. They looked terrible, 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 terrible. And it's not one of those like losing the Super Bowl. That was just a good game, and we got beat by 15. So that we shot ourselves in the foot. We were then falling on the knife after we shot ourselves in the foot. 4 turnovers, dude. 4. Hurts has thrown 7 interceptions in 6 games, and he threw 6 all of last year. So a very uncharacteristic game from him. I expect him to bounce back, but even said all that, they got the ball with a minute and 20 seconds left with a chance to win. And that's all you can ask for in the end of the fourth quarter. But now, hopefully, we get that same chance against the Dolphins and execute this time. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a smooth game, and whoever gets the ball last, I expect to win. That's how I think this is going to go down.
So before we get into our game, I want to ask you as an Eagles fan, because I've mentioned here on this podcast with Zach, the Eagles last year to this year, it's like night and day. Last year, they were just completely dominating teams. And this year, it seems like they're just barely winning these games. Is like your team still elite, or are you just like getting lucky?
Absolutely still elite. I think the problem is the coordinators. Everyone's overlooking Steichen. Shane Steichen made Jalen Hurts look like a superstar. And now I think this is the true version of Jalen Hurts. I mean, he was still creating as much as he could last game against the Jets. He had some pretty bad drops, which still part of the team. But I think this is more of what we're expecting from Hurts. And Steichen is known for simplifying offense for a younger quarterback. That's part of the reason why Anthony Richardson looked so good. But that was our biggest loss in the offseason. And I was thinking the same thing on defense, but Desai, I think, was way better than Gann. I think we've just taken a step back on the offensive side of the ball here, and that's what everyone's seeing here. It's still early in the season, and Brian Johnson is, I think, he's calling plays scared. That's our new offensive coordinator here, so that's what I would pinpoint as the biggest question for are the Eagles elite or not would be the offensive coordinator. As soon as that starts ramping up, we're right back at it because the addition of Jalen Carter, that dude has looked the part all the way through. The defensive side of the ball has improved from last year, and everyone around here expected the offense to maintain, and it looks like it did a little bit of a switch. Offense has taken a step back, and the defense has taken a step up. They're going to start clicking at some point. They're just too good not to. There's a bunch of talent everywhere. So absolutely, they are still elite. They just need to iron out the kinks of this new offense and start playing with some nuts. They're calling scared plays. There's no there's no motion really with it. They ran one play on 3rd and 2. They ran AJ Brown a motion across the slot and then did a little like mesh with two running backs in the back. And it was on 3rd down. It was so open. I've never seen him call a play like that and didn't see it the rest of the game at all. So I think once he starts leaning into that creative side, Jalen needs to tell him to do that more, then we'll be fine. So absolutely elite. I think there's going to be no problems here.
So I'm really excited for this game. You know, this is like a top tier offense going against a top tier defense. But the part that I think gives us the edge is your secondary is a bit
Mm,
shaky, which is strange because you know Bradbury was there, he's fire. Darius Slay's there. He all of a sudden became big play Slay last year.
nah.
Well, now you're going against Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Tua looks like a different person. So this game's either going to be your defense is keeping us under and your offense struggles and it's a low scoring game, or our offense completely just takes over and you guys got to shoot out to keep up.
See, in my head, I'm thinking here, we struggle with speed really bad. That's what we struggle with. And
Oh,
obviously
that's all we have.
that's what all the Dolphins do. But we tend to err on the side of no big play. We're not trying to get with that 3 play drive for 75 yards. That is what the Dolphins do. That pass can go 2 yards, and all of a sudden it's gone 78 down the sideline for a touchdown. We cannot catch any of these players if they get space. I just don't think there'll be too much space. I think this is going to be a high completion percentage game for Tua. He's already at 71%. If I'm not mistaken, that leads the league in completion percentage at 71.1%. This dude is going to feast with these like curl routes, these sideline plays. There's going to be space out there. It just can he run a 15 play drive and get a touchdown. That's what the Eagles make teams do. And Tua, I think, has that capability. I just don't know if he'll be upright for all 15 of those plays. So that's my. I'm very excited about that. But if Tyree gets the ball in his hands in space, you both of our corners are 31 years old. They ain't catching that dude. They ain't catching that guy anywhere. But I wanted to ask you if you heard if he's a little banged up. I know he might have tweaked something when he was on that full sprint down the sideline.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, just kind of
Nah,
threw it
he
all
just
around
had a
the
cramp.
fence. Okay, that's what I figured it looked
When you
like.
run that fast, bro, your cramps come like 10
Yeah.
times quicker.
So if they can get that space, then I mean, never wishing any injuries on anyone, but I'm kind of glad they don't have to deal with A Chain right now out of that backfield. If our edges are not good, they're coming right up. Well, they are very good. They're coming right up field, but they don't play the run too well. So if he was able to, take a swing pass or a little 2 yard check down, trouble. So thankfully we're spared with that, but the speed's gonna worry me a lot.
So let's get into the injury reports for both teams. You know, it's only Monday, so
Mm.
anything can happen. But I know as of right now, for us, I'll tell the Dolphins, and obviously you'll tell the Eagles.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Connor Williams, our center, the best run blocking center in the NFL right now, per PFF or PPF, whatever the crap it
Yeah, I
is.
was just say, careful who you're saying that to right now. It's
He's
Kelsey all
questionable
day.
with a groin injury, which sucks because if I have to see another game of Liam Eichenberg, I might never watch the sport of football again. He's that horrendous. Jalen Phillips played last week, but he's been in
Mm.
and out of the lineup. I hope he plays. We kind of need him. And I think that might be it. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey's out. Coming back soon, though. Don't
Okay.
fuck with your boy.
Okay.
Devon Achane on IR.
Mm.
Sucks. I
Tough one.
really, really, really wanted him against the Eagles and the Chiefs. I'm not going to get him against either. But it's okay because Raheem Mostert's been carrying the load and my fantasy team on his back, even though I'm 1-4. We're not going to talk about it. Don't even mention it. Now, so the Eagles, I know Lane Johnson's
The,
injured.
his MRI came back this morning. Nothing serious. Might miss a game. Might miss two. It's not season ending or prolonged time. So they're just going to be careful with him because the Eagles' record when Lane Johnson is not on the field is 13-28. He is by far one of those sneaky like team MVPs. We just can't do anything without him. And the moment he left that game, Jermaine Johnson was going nuts on the right tackle, Jack Driscoll. So hopefully Lane's out there. Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay should be back for this game. Fletcher's missed the last 2 games. Darius was out for the last game. We are banged up at corner. Ruby Coleman's coming back here. He's just got hurt last game. I don't think he was out for the rest of the game. I think he got ruled out in the second quarter, but he
I
should
think
make his
he's
return.
that player that they were talking about it on the game. They said he's been injured and they're like easing him back in, but he's got a lot of promise.
Yeah, I think he played. He was on waivers for a while. I think he got cut from something. I'm getting confused with Bradley Robia. I think it's a different one. Here, let me look at the injury report right here. And then I know um, Swift had a little something, but he should be good. They were
Oh, DeAndre
monitoring
Swift's gonna
his
run all
snaps.
over us.
Yeah,
Run
they
all
were
over us.
we got away from the run. I think in the last game because uh, I think he was too banged up and they didn't trust Scott or Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell to do what he can do out of the backfield. And then I think that's pretty much all. Yeah, Lane Johnson and Slay were the big ones there. Oh, and then Reed Blankenship is day to day probably not going to make it out for this game, which would put us pretty weak at safety. So that's our
Oh, we're
guy.
gonna eat.
Yeah, if they get over the top, and they meaning Waddle and Hill and all those guys, if they can get over top, it's gonna be a tough day for us.
But see, here's the problem. Your secondary is iffy, but your front line is insane.
Yeah, one of the best, definitely best in the league in my opinion, definitely best in the NFC, and wherever, what's his name, Liam Eichenberg,
I hope he doesn't play. If he plays, we're screwed.
wherever that guy is,
They're
there's
putting
gonna
Jalen
be
Carter.
if Jalen Carter plays, he'll be there. He's also a day to day here. Oh, Bradley Roby, I was right. Okay, and then yeah, it's looking good. Jalen Carter was questionable with an ankle too. So, damn, we got a ton of people on here now. So big ones are Carter, Johnson, and Slay. Two out of the three looking like they're playing. So, but I would trade both of them, those guys, for Lane Johnson back out there to hopefully keep Jalen Phillips at bay. And I know he's a little bit injured, but he's still gonna feast on Jack Driscoll if he's out there on that right tackle. And then I think Goddard is gonna play. He was banged up at the end of that last game on one of the hits he took. But I keep thinking back to this Jets game, man. I'm so angry. Take it all out on the Dolphins. Take it all out on the Dolphins.
I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, the Eagles won another game. Great. Now I got to go play an
Mm.
undefeated team. And then I see that. I texted you. I'm like, bro, you lost to the fucking Jets.
It was bad too. And then with the Niners losing as well, that was a perfect opportunity for us to gather at one seed. And now there's three teams tied for that one seed. When there was about to just be the Eagles holding it, it is now the Niners, the Lions, and the Eagles all tied for that one seed. So I think the Lions are the truth a little bit.
I could be wrong, but I think it's just me and the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Bills are 4-2.
Bills suck. Get them out of here. They almost lost to the Giants. Fucking
They are
cowards.
4-2.
I hate them.
See, yeah,
I was
it's just
talking so
division.
much shit on this podcast, and then they have to come and destroy us and make me look like an idiot. I hate looking like an idiot.
Just divisional, and it's you got to come play us here too. We're not going to South Florida, so let's see how. I think it might be cold,
Ah,
not too cold, but it's not gonna be 80 degrees.
as long as it's not snowing, we're good.
No, it won't be snow, but it might be 40. It's at 8:20 at night too, so that's even more so.
Prime
So
time.
prime time. The over under is 52 and a half. That is wild. Yeah, I'm thinking
I
that.
think we put up 40, and you guys are going to
And
have to put up 40 to match it. So I'm smashing the over.
we are a 2.5 point favorite.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. That's what it opens at. So it'll obviously move. And then another little thing I'm thinking about here is AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill are the 1 and 2 um, spots, 1 and 2 in the yardage category of total yardage. So Tyreek has 814 yards and AJ Brown has 672 yards to this day right now, and that's good for 1 and 2 in the league. And look how much more Tyreek Hill has, almost over 150 yards than this dude.
Dude,
And
Tyreek Hill said he's going to get 2,000 yards this year.
yeah,
And it's like he took it personal that people said no.
AJ Brown has had 4 straight games with 125 receiving yards. He's the first Eagle to ever do that. So, and he's still behind Tyreek Hill.
I don't even know what Tyreek Hill has. Let's look. Tyreek Hill's probably got like at least 180 like 3 times.
I didn't look at his average. I was just going through his normal stats there, but I know he's got 2 games above 200, I think, or damn close.
215, 40, 157, 58, 181,
Hmm.
163.
I was thinking of the 181 and the 200 and then 163. Dude. Special,
See,
special.
I'm gonna make a prediction here. I don't think Tyreek Hill's gonna have a good game.
You think it's gonna be Waddle?
I think this is the game that Waddle shows up because you and I were talking about this on the side the other day. I mentioned to you that they want to get Waddle more involved, and it's shown the last 2 weeks
Hmm.
against the Giants. Tua was legitimately force feeding Waddle in the end zone. He had like 8 targets in the first quarter. It's like they
Did you see?
want Waddle to get the ball.
Did you see the his Waddle's touchdown?
Yeah, I saw
The
Waddle's touchdown. He's my favorite player
the
ever.
well, Tyreek Hill was way more open on that.
I
Underneath,
know.
it was a closer throw, and it was a more guaranteed touchdown than a guaranteed touchdown because Waddle called it. Like
You don't
I,
think everybody I was with, we had a big conversation about it? They're like, why
I
does he make
couldn't
it so
believe it.
complicated on
I was
himself?
like, that dude is wide open. I'm pretty sure it was the first read. He should be the first read at all points. But yeah, I could
Because
agree.
he
He's making a
wants to get
conservative.
Waddle the ball.
He wants to keep him involved. That's fine. But I would agree because that fits with my theory there, where they are going to be using Tyreek Hill to dictate the Eagles into certain looks, and that'll probably be 2 high safeties because if the Eagles put one safety, like we should just lose. We shouldn't do that at all. Like one safety against Tyreek Hill, you're asking for it, and then Waddle will be all that underneath that 10 to 15 yard range, and I think Tua is just going to be landing on him because I mean Bradbury is a big physical corner. He's gone against So he was drafted to Carolina. So all of his career, he was going against Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, these big, rangy receivers, Julio Jones, and now he has to come over to the Eagles,
Yeah,
and he's
now
got
he's
to deal
got
with
2 under 6 foot fast guys.
yeah, he's got to deal with CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, all these dudes in the division who are not as physically present, but are shifty as all hell. And he was struggling with Garrett Wilson last week until Garrett Wilson went out. And Waddle fits that description right there. Just break you down and separate, and then all of a sudden the ball's on me, and he can't really tackle too well. So I trust Waddle to get out of his tackles. But I think if they would adjust, and I don't know where they line up Waddle too much. I haven't really looked at the Dolphins offense, but if he's in the slot, Bradbury's probably going to follow him into there,
He will
which
do.
is
Either
not
him
good.
or Barrios is going to be in the slot.
Yeah, especially if Roby's out and Avante Maddox is on IR. So we're already on our second corner and he's hurt. And then that would leave us with Josh Jobe or something like that. Some of these young rookies trying to cover 2 of the best wide receivers in the league.
All right, so let's do this. We're each going to pick.
Mm.
You're going to pick your player for the Eagles that is the most important, and you're going to pick a player from the Dolphins that frightens you. And then I'm going to do the same. So I'll let you go first since you're my guest. I'm a fantastic podcast host.
Oh, yeah.
What I do.
Gentlemen. So the player I'm most excited for, and I need to absolutely be out there ready to go, is AJ Brown. We go as that dude goes. I don't know any of the Dolphins corners right now, which is not a good thing for you guys. I know
Xavier
Ramsey.
Howard, bro. Cater
No,
Kuho. Get it
no,
together.
no. Xavier Howard can't tackle, can he? That dude's Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, he's the ball skills. He's jumping. Or I should say Trayvon Diggs is him, but they big rangy wide receiver breaks the first tackle each time. They need to get him the ball early and often and close this gap on Tyreek Hill with these yards after catch. I think if we get him in space, Dolphins are gonna have trouble tackling here. They struggle with Stephon Diggs a little bit, and he's our Stephon Diggs. So hyper target AJ Brown, force X on him, and then go right to Goddard or Devontae Smith once you get them moving. And
You're not
defense,
allowed to pick Tyreek Hill either.
I was just about to say that's corny, so I think I'm gonna go with I don't know if I want to do defense or offense. I think I'm gonna have to do defense because it's got to be Jalen Phillips, man. That dude is nasty. He's big. He's like a linebacker. He's almost like a power rusher off the edge. And if Lane Johnson is not there, I don't know. Like Mike McDaniel better just be like wherever Jack Driscoll is, that's where Jalen Phillips is. Because if Lane Johnson is not there, that dude is going to wreck the game. And that'll be on the right side. That's the side Hurts likes to roll out to the most, and everyone knows that.
We
Everybody
put
knows
Bradley
that.
Chubb on our right side.
I'm I would feel better about Bradley Chubb because I think Hurts can make that dude miss a lot. I
Yeah, I
don't think
think
he,
anybody can make him miss. He's gonna
I don't
crash.
think I don't think Phillips will be missing like that. He's a little bit faster, and I think he could probably catch Hurts in the backfield. So that's probably where I'm I'm a little scared. So I got big eyes on number 11 and number 15 and white and teal.
All right. My most important player for the Dolphins is not Tyreek Hill. It's Raheem Mostert. And I'm going to tell you why. Our running back room, which has surprised nearly every fan in Miami Dolphin territory. Jeff Wilson's coming back from injury. Apparently, he had a setback because he was supposed to play last week. He didn't. Savon Ahmed, he's a good RB3, but he's not like a running
Not
back that you're going to play
serviceable.
against. Yeah, he's not going to play well against the Eagles. No Devon Achane. The running game sets up all this stuff for Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And I need the fantasy points.
Oh, so that's really what it is right there.
No, but I don't know. I learned a lot about how running game opens up everything else. Last year, Mike McDaniel, he came here. We were expecting this big run game because he came from San Francisco. That's what they're known for. They're known for running the ball down your throat, playing seven running backs, and he just got away from it. And I think it's because he got excited with the two new toys. You know, he got Waddle, he got Hill. You see that Tua can actually throw a ball. Fuck you, Brian Flores. Raheem Mostert is most important. If he plays like shit, I think Tyreek and Jalen are going to struggle a bit. They'll still get theirs because, you know, they're just that good. But the player that scares me is fucking DeAndre Swift. I don't
Really?
understand. Oh my, dude. Vic Fangio, just not it this year. This big signing for nothing. Our defense is still mid. With all of these pieces, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, even Jerome Baker, we signed David Long. Like these guys should be stopping the run. Like no team should want to run against us. I would throw the ball against the Dolphins right now. You know, Xavier Howard's old, he's washed. Jalen Ramsey's hurt. Cater Kuho is only a second-year player. He's still developing. Throw the ball. No, everybody's running it down our throat. Chuba Hubbard made us look like Swiss cheese last week. Chuba Hubbard.
He's good. Don't yeah, he's pretty good. The and I can tell you right now that you're going to get a heavy dose of the run because we ran the ball 4 times in the second half in a neutral game script last week. They tried to carve the Jets up with those corners out, and nobody expected those corners to play that well. These dudes are going to come out and they're going to run the ball. They better. They better, they better, they better. That is going to be a heavy dose of Swift. So
Any run, even Jalen Hurts is going to screw with us because we have the biggest issue for us with Josh Allen is not that he's, you know, throws all these yards and touchdowns. It's we always get to him, but he's so quick and big that even if you grab him, you're not taking him down. Jalen Hurts is like that, but faster.
yes,
So if we
that
can't take down a slower guy, how are we going to get a faster guy? It's any
it's
type of rushing scares me.
okay. So yeah, and that plays a little bit into our hands. They're definitely gonna run the ball here. And I don't know. We don't not too keen on play action. We run a lot of shotgun sets, so it's a lot of RPO, but that's not necessarily play action. I don't know how the Dolphins will react to that because I don't know if they see a lot of RPO. I don't, maybe only from the Bills, but I haven't watched the Bills enough this year. But they're probably gonna put the least disciplined end and those right in the sides. Like we did it right with Michael Parsons last year. We Nobody blocked him. You try and block these people, they just shed their block and they're at the quarterback. So the way you beat elite pass rushers here is you just let them come free and you give them 2 things to decide on and a split second. So they'll be looking at Jalen Phillips, be like, "Are you going to take DeAndre Swift or are you going to take Jalen Hurts?" And that split second, somebody's gone right by them. So I'm liking how that's shaping up, and they've gotten away from it this year, but they need to get back to that.
And I swear to God, if you guys run the tush push against us, I'm gonna
Oh,
flood.
it's coming.
I'm
You
gonna
already know it's
kill
coming.
you. I'm
That's
gonna
like a
kill
plan.
you.
What do you stop it? Somebody's got to stop it. There's
Please, I hope it's us.
it's it's I just don't like the pushing part. Like I don't think so. I think he is 40. We've ran it 45 times, and I think he's converted 42 of them. I think if you take away the push, he still converts like upwards of 37.
I know
He's
they
that
call it a
good at it.
push.
Yeah, the brotherly
They don't even
shove.
touch his butt. They push him in the back.
Yeah, it's just it's you should have seen like the sports signs on it, dude. It's like it's like 15,000 pounds of pressure, like just coming at you at once, and like we're firing off, and the defense can't anticipate it because of the snap count. And then with everyone so close to the line, like a hard cadence there will do so much. And people jump off sides and you get a free play. And they haven't done anything out of it yet. They haven't passed out of it, which they're going to do at some point. They're going to throw some sort of pop pass to Goddard after it. They're going to do something with it. It is this beautiful formation to get you 3 yards that you can do anything out of it. Throw a toss out of it. Like I'm excited to see what they do out of this, but that's nobody stopped the original play yet. And I don't think that's gonna have to be banned, but that'll be an off-season discussion here. But you can bet your ass that that is coming. 4th and 1, goal line, cry now.
Gonna,
Just give us the first down.
it's gonna happen against us. I
Just
already
give
know
us the
that.
first down. They get up to the line. Kelsey literally looks at them. He says, "You know it's coming." They get on the ball.
Probably.
They run it. Nobody's stopping it.
Kelsey probably does some raunchy shit from like Blue Mountain State where he like puts his poo on the ball.
Have you ever seen him talk about it? Kelsey talk about it?
The tush push?
Yeah.
No.
So Eagles hired someone in the offseason. They hired, I believe it was the Scottish national rugby coach to come over and ask, how would you stop this if you were a defensive coordinator? What gaps would you be attacking? Which side should we try and run it to the first? And he like stopped right there. The coach said to the team, he was like, if you guys are all on the same page, you can't stop it. It's organized mass. And people who are that intelligent on the offensive line and that strong, if they're all on the same page and organized, you'll never stop it. Plus the additional of the push. Like, I don't know if you just truly watched, he goes through a different gap each time he takes the ball. And it's behind Landon Dickerson, who's an absolute hound from Alabama. Kelsey, don't even got to tell you about him. And then Lane Johnson on the right side with, a 6 foot guard who's supposed to be Cam Jurgens, but he's actually hurt right now. So it's been Tyler Steen, but still a big boy, still behind it. But you can't really stop it. So the way to not stop it is to beat the Eagles, or the way to stop it is to beat the Eagles on 1st and 2nd down. Last game we averaged our third downs 3rd and 8. We can't do anything when we're after 3rd and 8, and that's why we got a little bit of exposed. We got away from the run. We could not get into these 3rd and 4s. 3rd and 4, all I hear is 4th and 1. Hand the ball off again, get 3 yards, and then push for the first. I know it's kind of broken, but you're gonna see it, and it's coming your way. And it's gonna be in Philly. They're gonna be in the end zone. Yeah, exactly. A whole lot of frustration.
All right, so we're running out of time. So let's end it like this. Score predictions.
Mm.
Give me your score, give me your winner, and give me a short explanation why.
Eagles win
Oh,
30, 31-24. Defense steps up to it, makes a bad turn in the second half that tilts it, makes it a 2-score game and then they eventually close it to 1. But that turnover is going to be the point where fumble. I don't think we'll throw a pick. I think Hassan Reddick's going to get him.
Joke's on you. After Tua gets that stupid turnover out of his blood, he turns into Dan Marino.
Turnover is going to come in the second half, though. It's going to be a clean game, I think. 31-24.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go 41-38 Dolphins.
Damn.
And this is why. I think the Dolphins hear all the noise about how they perform against the good teams. And I think Mike McDaniel is just cooking some crazy shit that not even Frankenstein could think of. Like, we are going to run plays that confuse even you, and you know the most football out of anybody I know.
I'm excited. I would love to see that.
And I think we're going to score at ease, and you guys are going to have to score to keep up. And I think you will, because I think I'm anticipating DeAndre Swift getting like 140 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Okay. That's good news to me. That buys right into me.
Fantasy points.
Okay. I don't play you this week. I ain't worried about it.
All right, Joe. So you got Eagles, I got Dolphins. I wouldn't expect it any other way.
Hmm.
Before we go, is there anything you want to say?
Um, let's go Phillies, man. On the run. Shifting gears here.
No, fuck.
Shifting gears. Big game tonight. Big game tomorrow. We'll see on October 22nd. By then, we'll have a ticket punch to the World Series. Book it. Book it.
All right. All right,
Book it.
everybody, make sure you check out Joe's Boom, Doomed, and Busted article this week. It's dropping probably around Friday, Saturday, something like that. Great read. Always love it. I hope one week it's a Dolphin thing, but he hates me. Fuck the birds. Let's go. Bye. Go Dolphins.
Let's go.